It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showcase of shutdown defenses. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Chargers coming up next.
From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the London Black Knights and the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway in Southern California. Now Jones. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Herbert now. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now, remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Fresh off of 6 the other way, it's Herbert. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for L.A. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it's Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. The 40.
Yeah, baby.
The 20. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. He'll go up top here for Hamler. It got his man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big gain that time for the Chargers. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here. But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's
I
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
2nd and 3. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So, Charles, you know, for this offense, we've been talking all year about how difficult it would be to run the table. And you gave me your chances early in the year. You thought maybe 25%. A few weeks ago, you thought closer to 50, but not quite 50. Now here they are, 15-0. This is happening, isn't it?
I think it is, Brandon, because I do believe this team is too invested, too well coached to fall asleep at the switch now. And I think it ultimately benefits them to stay engaged all the way through the season because make it to the finish line, then they get the open week to refresh and re-energize. But if you get off the gas now, that can really hurt you come playoff time.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Herbert has it knocked free.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was the Colts who were able to come away with the home victory. Jared Goff, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Chris Godwin, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Jacob Eason, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick. And that is a golden opportunity wasted there. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Etienne once more. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And his kick is indeed good, and the lead now increases to 20-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to throw here, Herbert. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This is fielded at the 27. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. As we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Rolling to his right. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. And what a big-time play there. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away. And it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Shenault with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Black Knights are closing in on that 16-0 record as they add on to their lead. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, They go for it, get two. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't
Yeah,
you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken,
does.
correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big gain that time for the Chargers. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Herbert. And that's caught left side by the tight end, Gray. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup there. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Third and long, it's Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
One last throw here for Herbert. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for our visitors, they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.